Uh, Hi, everybody again. Um, this video is not so much about any part of my transition, but it is. I mean, it might be, but so I'm having a very difficult time lately because my boyfriend, which you all may have heard about occasionally, uh, he and I have been dating for basically 6 years and 6 months. It's been a really long time. It's been a long relationship. The first 4 years were long distance because we were 400 miles apart, went to different universities, and now we've lived together for two because he came up in the same place that I lived in for grad school. And I thought we were happy. Uh, Unfortunately, he is having urges to date other people. And while it is, a little bit understandable because we started dating since about 18, I'm going to be 25 soon. He just turned 24 last month. Even though, I know that he and I, together have been the only ones we've ever had. I mean, like, I've had other boyfriends in the past, but not as a gay relationship because I used to, before I transitioned, and I started dating my current, well, somewhat current. I don't know. We're in a limbo here. Um, Tyler and I started dating like at the end of high school, and I was still female at the time, and he's been with me approximately about a year and a half during my transition. So I've transitioned for about a year and a half approximately. I don't know exact dates at the moment, but I mean, ever since my transition, things between us got so much better. We were happier, went out more, like went out together to go eat or wherever. I was willing to go out of the house, and we fought less. There was less insecurity with me, like towards him about like, oh, are you dating other people, or like, are you seeing other people or something? Like back in the day, I used to be really bad, and ever since I transitioned, I just felt so much better. But I mean, this isn't the first time I've heard from him that he wants to date other people. The first time I heard about it was last December. And then about a month later, he's like, oh, I don't have those feelings anymore. I'm fine, I just want to be with you. And, I've heard a lot of, sweet talk from him that, oh, you're the one for me, or I can't see, myself with anyone else but you. I can see myself spending the rest of my life with you. And then about 2 weeks ago, after he came back from one of his retreats, which was about 3 days or so, came back and told me, I'm feeling sad lately because I feel like I want to know other people. I feel like I want to, date other people. And when I heard that, I thought, hmm, maybe these feelings, aren't really what he says they are. Let's go to couples counseling and figure it out. So 2 weeks later, he was on another retreat for about 6 days, and he came back, and I was like, oh, so were you feeling sad at all while you were out there? He's like, no, not really. I had a good time. I was like, okay. So I started thinking, oh, maybe, these feelings that he's having about wanting to date other people aren't, maybe, like, got them confused with something else. But we went to couples counseling, and he still has those urges and desires, and it's really hard for me to take that. And he makes me feel bad for becoming upset with it, for being disappointed. And I think it's really unfair that I mean, you can only do things while in a relationship if your partner is okay with it, or whoever is involved is okay with it. In this case, I am not okay with him wanting to have an open relationship with me and date other people. I told him that if you want to date other people, I'd want to separate. I would like to break it off. And he started giving me crap about it. Like, because at home, I mean, you can actually see behind me, he has a bed made out here now because we don't sleep in the same place. Uh, I don't know what to say because it hurts so bad, and I think I'm allowed to be as hurt as I am. I'm not telling him, please don't go, please don't leave me, I'm not saying anything like that. If this is something he needs to do, then there's nothing I can do. I thought that maybe him having these feelings was associated with maybe I wasn't doing something for him. Maybe I had done something wrong. But during counseling, none of that came up. He said, oh, well, it has nothing to do with you. It's outside of you. It just made me feel even more powerless to know that there's nothing I can do to fix his empty void that he's having. It's just really hard for me to be happy. I mean, we're kind of stuck together for a while until we can move out and, make enough money to support ourselves. So while we're together, when he's back home here, it's really hard to go about our days the way we usually would, being loving or doing things together. Now I just want to, I don't really want to have him around because it just hurts. It hurts to know that he is planning to go date other people, and that he knows that I want to separate if he's going to do this. So he's willing to separate. I asked him, what do you think you will gain from dating other people? He says, well, confidence and enjoyment. It just makes me feel sad because I know that while we were together, I helped cultivate his confidence that he has now. And he has thanked me for that. He's explicitly said that I helped him feel more attractive, because he says, you're the only one who's ever found me attractive. And, okay, that's good. I find you attractive, that's good. But looks like he's ready to venture out. I just feel like he's so done with me. And it sucks on another level too, because he's a heterosexual to begin with. Even though now he says, I accept that I'm in a gay relationship and I'm happy to be with you in it. But once he starts dating other people, it's all going to be women. I know it. And he told me, it's like, well, it's because I'm sexually attracted to women. Like, it's just really hard for me to take. Just, how can I not be hurt? How can I not feel like I'm not being valued. How can I... And I mean, the first time those feelings came up, or whenever he was having sadness or a hard, difficult time, I told him, hey, maybe you should go see, one of the counselors at the student health center. It's free. Why not? He never went. So just today, I told him, you still haven't used that resource? Why not? Because he was saying, well, I'm still kind of confused about these feelings. They're kind of vague. I'm like, why don't you go talk to someone who's a professional? Maybe they can help you figure it out. So finally this morning he went. And the counselor, I don't know what else they said, but the suggestion was maybe you and your partner should avoid talking about this topic for a while. And to be honest, I really didn't want to talk about, him wanting to date other people ever since our first couple session a few days ago. Which is why ever since that couples therapy session and until now, it's been pretty miserable. Because he keeps coming in the room and says like, so how are you feeling now? Or like, why did you do this? Or like, how come you don't want to be in the same room with me? And he keeps wanting to talk about it. And so then I have no choice but to talk about it. And because I'm still not readily cooled off yet, I end up saying things a little more harsh. But he keeps prodding me for answers. And when you've been with someone for 6 years, you should know their preferences. My preference is if I'm upset, please give me some time, leave me alone for a little bit until I cool off, then I will let you know that, hey, I'm ready to talk. But no, he keeps prodding me with questions, wanting to talk. And now the counselor says, maybe you two should avoid talking about it until your next couple session, which is this Wednesday, in 2 days. And I'm just really super annoyed that, oh, now he's taking their advice. Like, when I am telling you what I need or my preference or what would work for me that would help, you don't listen to me. And now you take someone else's advice when it's kind of too late because we've talked about this so much. Now I just want to get it all out there because I'm really upset with the more that I know. It's just really hard not to be hurt right now, and I'm a little bit scared about what's going to happen after we separate, but I do have a little bit of hope that when we do separate, I'll be able to be on my own somehow, work for myself, live for myself, uh, to be independent, to take care of myself, to work full time and just focus on me. I probably won't get in a relationship for a while after we break up because getting out of a long-term relationship like this, and the reasons too, I just feel like I'm being left behind because he wants greener pastures or something. I told him, Tyler, there's not much of a other reason other than you think that there may be something better out there for you. And he's like, no, I think you're good for me. And then I'm like, then why do you have emptiness inside you where you feel sad and you want to date other people? It means that we're not good together if you can't be happy. I know that some people have open relationships successfully, but in this case, I'm not okay with it. And it's okay to not be okay with it. I mean, this is just what it is. If he wants to date other people, I want to separate. But don't make me feel bad for wanting to separate. I'm entitled to. Just like he was okay at any point to want to, break it off with me, before my transition, during my transition, at any point. I don't have a chain on him. No leash. So, I don't know, I just remember back when he would blame me for like my emotional difficulties associated with my transition, like telling me, I think that what you're going through is hard, but it's stressful for me, and I can't handle that right now, is what he told me back some months ago. You know, and for me right now, for me, I'm going through a transitional period as well, you know, going out there, working, school again, you know, as my true self, you know, and still trying to reassure myself, you know, to feel validated that, you know, I am a man, I am me, and then my boyfriend seems to think now's the time to pile on a new thing, and I wish he would understand that I'm entitled to feel stressed, disappointed, upset, sad, maybe mildly insulted. I know that he's not doing it directly towards me, but it's hard not to take it that way. It's hard not to feel that way. Anyways, this video is super long, but thanks for listening. I know this had not much to do with being, you know, like my transition vlog, but it is my vlog, so I guess I can say whatever the hell I want. But thank you so much for listening. I mean, any, you know, advice, support, something, you know, a new way to think about something, something constructive. Uh, I don't know. At this point, I don't really have anybody to talk to in real life about this. I'm pretty much stuck at my computer and for communication. Uh, but I'm really thankful for whoever watches like the full 17 minutes or so. Um, oh, and I got a new haircut today. If it wasn't visible, I needed it because I wasn't feeling as attractive with my other hair, you know, all grown out like a mess, and I needed a pick-me-up today because haircuts usually help me feel better. Well, thank you, folks. I guess I'll see you later, but I really hope that the next video won't be sad. Yeah, bye for now.